Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. How's your Magic Monday been? Mine has been super fantastic and sparkling. Was yours as good? Mine was awesome. It was amazing. So 7:30 this morning, I got online. Had an incredible day of learning genealogy and all of that. We had some 15-minute breaks. We had an hour for lunch in which they opened up a separate Zoom, and so you left your class, went to the lunch Zoom, and then you randomly got selected to go into groups, and in that group that I was in, there was 6 of us in there, and 3 of them appeared on my distant cousin list. So one of the competitions going at the moment is how many cousins can you connect with, not just say, oh, these are the ones that showed up on my relative finder. No, it is actually talking to them, emailing them, connecting with them in some way. So I've connected with 3 of them. Actually got an email going with one of them right now. And then I also am in class with another one, so I talked to her. Now, of course, we're all sort of like, okay, it says we're cousins, but, some of us going, we haven't gone back that far in our research. And so it may or may not be true, but according to this, we are. So that's what we're going off, and that's who we're contacting. So it's been an incredible day, people from all over the place. And there's some people and 2 of the people I was in there with lunch have like about 3 or 4 different ways that they connect with other people in the group we're having lunch with as far as cousins go. And one woman said to me, she says, I only connect with you in one way. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm unique. But also I said, I'm from New Zealand. And so all my ancestry comes from England, Cornwall, Scotland, and Ireland. And she's like, oh. I said, we had some cousin, some of my ancestors had siblings who either stayed in the UK, went to Canada, a couple to the US, but most were Australia and New Zealand. And she's like, oh, that will explain why. So, yeah, so I'm telling her my Steve McQueen story right now. So, and my Steve McQueen story is this. I have a distant cousin. His name is, and he was a Hollywood stuntman. And he passed away in 2007. So he was 77 years old when he passed. Yes, 77 when he passed. But he was the stunt double for Steve McQueen in The Great Escape. And what's really cool about this is that he's the one that rode the motorcycle to jump the barbed wire. Steve McQueen wanted to do it himself, but the insurance the movie company would not allow him to do that. So Bud Ekins wrote it, but of course Bud Ekins is a little taller than Steve McQueen, so he's kind of like hunched down on the bike trying to make himself look a little shorter. But so he's doing that. Steve McQueen, meanwhile, has donned on a German costume and is chasing him as a German soldier on the bike, on a motorcycle in that scene. So that was quite cool that he got to ride a motorcycle. Anyway, but so Bud Ekins is on my dad's side of the family, is a distant cousin over there, and I can't remember I should have looked it up before I came on here. Can't remember how many cousins apart we are. But Steve McQueen has shown up through this relative finder as one of the celebrities one of the famous people that we're connected to on my mother's side of the family. So I thought that's kind of cool. And he's like a 12th cousin 2 times removed or something like that. But I thought that was pretty cool that, I've got people on opposite sides of the family who actually work together. So that was kind of cool, kind of a cool story. But it's kind of interesting looking through some of this. But today it's the class I'm doing is just like a basic genealogy class, only because it's the only reason I started with this one is one, it's my first time going here, so I wanted to see how the classes go, and number 2 is that it is required that you go through this class before you can do a couple of the other classes, and there's a couple that I really want to do, but this is a required first class, so getting all of that out of the way. So it's kind of cool going through that, and we have to pick 1 or 2 ancestors that we are going to work on during the week. So our homework tonight is we have to go and put down their full name, when and where they were born, who their parents were, and the sources to back it all up. And we have to write our research log, and our research log is basically this is the date, this is what I did, I went to this site and found this, I went here and found that, which all collaborates with, writing down the sources and all that sort of stuff. So it was kind of cool going through and doing. So and they said it should take no more than an hour, and I'm like, you're talking to people who have a passion for genealogy, and you expect us to only stick to an hour? She says, I know there will be some of you who will want to keep going. I said, well, it's a rabbit. I said, genealogy is a rabbit hole, because you'll start going down one thing and you'll work out this and you'll do that, and then it's sort of like, oh, hang on, there's that information I wanted on this person over here, and you'll just start going down that rabbit hole. And she's just sort of like, yeah. It's just like, oh my God. And I could tell by the look on her face, she was like, oh, you're one of those. And some of the others were laughing too, because you could tell that they're in the same boat. They're in the same boat. And she admits that she does it herself as well. So it must be a common thread through genealogy, that when you're busy researching something, she says, you've got to work on one project at a time. You have to focus on one project at a time. I said, that's not how my brain works. Yes, I will focus on one project at a time, but I may come across something in that project that is a trigger for another project, and so I'll go chase that lead. And she says, just write it down and come back to it. I said, my brain doesn't work that way. It's got an open loop. It has to be closed. I've got to go solve that problem right now, because if I don't solve that problem right now, it's going to bug me and bug me and bug me until I do. And some of them were sitting there like, yep, they totally got it. So yeah, it is about discipline. You do have to be disciplined to be a genealogist, but you still got to learn that room for creativity and following leads and things. As long as you keep track, that's the biggest thing. As long as you keep track of what it is that you are doing, what places you have been to research, what information you found. Did your if you went to look up this vital record, was it there? No. Okay, we write that down, because it's keeping a track of all the places we have been and researched, so we're not doubling our efforts by going back again and again and again, thinking, oh, I haven't done that one yet, and going in and wasting time by researching places we've already researched. So that is the importance of keeping a research log, and it's just basically you can keep it electronically, keep pen and paper, it doesn't matter, as long as you are researching, you're writing it into the log. So learned a lot more about that today. It's like, yeah, I'm not the greatest at my research log, but I am going to improve. So I am now fantastic at being a research logger. That doesn't sound right, does it? I am super fantastic at keeping track of my research. I need another I am sticker. Yes, that's going to have to go up there. I've already got 16 above my bed right now. I'm going to have to add that one in there, that I am excellent at researching. But I went into the relative finder thing today, and clicked on just for our group. And last night I was at 28. Today I was at 44. So like they keep coming, they multiply. Now I've got more people I have to go and find, and so it's kind of fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I want to. And then one of the girls in the class, I said to her, that last name that you have there, I said, is that your married name or your maiden name? And she says, no, that's my married name. I said, what's your maiden name? And so she told me, I says, now I know who you are. I says, we're related. This is how we're related, and through this thing. And so it's kind of cool. But it was a lot of fun. And then from there, I literally closed down that Zoom, went straight onto Mailbox Power, and worked there for a couple of hours, just over 2.5 hours in there, and got lots of stuff solved, and it was good being out. And I was worried that having to switch from all this information incoming to suddenly I'm having to put out information, but I didn't find that switch as difficult as I thought it would be. So sometimes when we have expectations, they are not what we exactly expect them to be, which in most cases is a good thing. So this one of turning around and saying, oh my gosh, I got to change from being a student to being a support person. And you're having to make that mental switch. It was not a problem. It was like literally log out of that meeting, log in onto the call system that we use, and boom, straight into answering queries and issuing and sorting problems out and all of that. And I had no problem switching from one to the other. So my biggest problem is getting tired mentally. So I've got to figure out ways to keep, although I'm now keeping my little mix, my protein mix here. It's got nuts. Let's see, it's got peanuts. What else is in here? Dried cherries, peanuts, pumpkin seeds, almonds. Well, they're peanuts. I'm trying to see what else is in here. Cashews. I said pumpkin seeds, didn't I? There's another fruit in here too. You can see the dried cherries. They're the big ones. There's something else in here as well. I think it's like craisins or something. It's supposed to be the other one. And so I have those, and then I have these little snack packs that I keep in the fridge because they got one little pocket is cheese, the other pocket's got craisins and cashews or craisins and almonds in there. And somebody in this vehicle, in our home here, happens to know when one of those is getting opened. And she could be dead asleep, but she knows the sound of one of those snack packs getting opened. And I will sit down here, and the next thing, there's this thing sitting next to me, looking straight ahead. And when I reach down, the head turns. And then I look at her, and the head goes back again. So she's waiting for her tidbits of cheese. So, yeah, so if you need to bribe a dog, this one specifically, she really loves cheese and eggs. Eggs. She loves eggs too. Eggs and cheese are her favorite human foods that she loves. But yesterday she did the kale and mushroom egg thingy from Starbucks and loved that. I just made sure there was no mushroom bits in there, but she loved that. So we're off now to go and do a WALK, and then as soon as that's over, it'll be have some dinner and work on my homework for tonight. So I'm taking my homework till after I eat. Then I'll probably work on it while I'm eating dinner, to be honest. That's just the way of the cookie crumbles. So let us know in the comments below what magic happened for you today. My magic was an incredible day of learning. Absolutely loved it. Got to meet some amazing people. And of course, in the class, we had to sit there. We had to go around, who are we? Where are we from? And who is the one or two ancestors that we're bringing with us this week to be working on researching, and why are we researching that particular person? So I was trying to think, well, who the heck can I bring that's in my ancestry line? Because everybody comes from, and they wanted somebody in the US that was born between the American Revolution and 1940. So they wanted somebody within that time span. I'm like, I don't have any direct relatives that came to the US. They all came from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Cornwall, and went down to New Zealand. And so, but they wanted here in the States. So I explained that to them, and I said, so who I have chosen is I have chosen my mother-in-law's grandfather, who disappeared from the family for a while. I think I have the right person. I said, I think I have the right person. And if I do, then there's a definite connect to the American Revolution. I said, but there's several people with his name around that same time period. So I'm not sure if I have the right person or not. So I need to figure that out. So that's what I'm going to be working on this week. And I said, so it's basically verifying information I already have. So maybe I can, pick up some new research tips and tricks and try them out, because this thing's always changing and that sort of stuff as well. So it's going to be awesome. And today we learned about, it was all about the different sources of information we have, whether they're direct, indirect, whether they're undetermined, if they're primary, secondary, all of that sort of stuff. And then we learned about recording our sources, project management, how to archive, how to keep our files, including originals. So from original photographs through to original documents, through to family Bibles, how to archive those and keep them safe in a safe way, that they won't get destroyed by environmental stuff. I'm trying to think of the right word. So from there, and then also, how to do copies of certain things, from even getting a photo box to taking photographs of documents if you don't have a scanner. And I'm sort of like, I have so much stuff in this RV right now. I need to have a really good clean out and figure out what I can give away and what needs to go to storage. I have a little space in my storage, so I can go over there and store some stuff in there, like my reflector. I got this huge roller of Reflectix that's going to be going into storage. I have a couple of other things that are here in the RV that I'm not utilizing right now, so it'll go into storage until I need it. Just give us a bit more space. But it's getting a little. I was looking around today, going, it is so cluttered in here. I'm like, how the hell did that happen? So yeah, we're going to be working on that over the next few weeks, getting that done. But anyway, it's been an awesome day. I've had a complete blast. I just got my homework to go do. And then tomorrow, what's tomorrow's agenda? I think. Oh, we even got to decipher handwriting today. Oh my gosh, the way some people used to do their handwriting, like, did you know the D, instead of just going around and then, straight up and down, they would take the D and loop it sometimes around the whole word. So like and, A-N-D, and then have this loop around the whole word. And in some cases with E's, they would write the E's backwards, forwards, or they'd change them to look like a reverse 3. And I'm like, I used to write reverse 3s when I was a kid in high school. I used to squiggle the E's that way. But yeah, it was very interesting. And then they would put samples up, then we had to decipher the word. And that was kind of fun because S's was an interesting letter, because sometimes the S would be just the half of a line, and other times it would go all the way up and come all the way down, and it would look like a cursive F. And but it was actually an S. Or in some cases it would look like a P, depending on how lazy people had gotten. It would have this big thing that would go up and come down like it. How they'd start at the bottom, go all the way up, and then come down and do it. So it was either an H with a very long leg, or it was a P, or it might have been an S, depending on who was writing it. And you just had to put it in context, figure it out. And so she'd put different words up there, and we had to decipher them. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun doing that. Because a lot of the stuff I have done has been in certain hand styles. I hadn't come across the stuff that was earlier, where you had very different letter. Although the S thing I had come across, where they had like a big S, and like assume would have and then it would have a big S and then just this little S, and it would look like it would be AFS and it was ASS. Yeah, and minimum was really, she puts up minimum, and I look at it and go, oh, that's minimum. And all it was all the way along the word. It was just peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, all the way along. And I looked and went, well, that would be minimum. It's the only word I could think of that would fit that style of writing. And she says, yeah, actually it is. So it was a lot of fun doing that. So, and we even had a whole passage that we had to read, and there's some words that, where they write the letters backwards instead of forwards, and so you had to figure out, is it a C or is it a D written in reverse, and all this sort of stuff. It was a lot of fun learning about handwriting and stuff today. But I can't remember what's on tomorrow's menu. I'm trying to remember what's on tomorrow's menu. I don't know if I have the handbook open. No, I don't have that there. Oh, over here, that's why. So tomorrow we're doing newspaper research, land records, and federal and state census, and then vital records, birth, marriages, and death records. So that's tomorrow. Today was Early American Handwriting, Organizing Research, and Project Management, and along with the introduction to the whole program and stuff like that too. So hope you all had a super fantastic sparkling day. Let us know in the comments below how magical your day was today. Mine was very magical. I had a great fun. I had a lot of fun today. And remember, if you want to win one of the 2 tumblers that we have, we're actually giving away 2 tumblers. Each person, there'll be 2 winners, and they'll each get 1 each. Just go to havetowin.com before midnight this Friday. When it hits midnight and it goes into Saturday morning, competition's over. So you can enter the drawing for free at havetowin.com. It's going across the bottom of the screen right now, right there, and receive a free copy of Family Tree Decoded, which is an ebook, and then the 2 articles, What Unicorns Can Teach You About Magic, and 5 Easy Ways to Make Your Life More Exciting. So go check those out, and you get those for free just for signing up for a drawing to win 2 cups, to win a tumbler. You get a choice of a pink one or a black one, and if both winners want pink ones, that's not a problem. If both winners want black one, that's not a problem. If one winner wants black and the other winner wants pink, that's not a problem. Anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Let us know in the comments below what you got up to today that was magical about your Monday. I'm off to WALK, the DOG. I hate to say that. And then it's dinner, and then it's some genealogy homework. So have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We will catch you bright and early tomorrow morning for Tune Up Tuesday. Hei konera.